This is the video for homework 7, which is writing equations of parabolas. And on this one, we're just going to do the odds, but we're going to do the entire assignment. Like, we're not just doing the first page. So on here, we're going to label these parts of the diagram. So this is HK, that's the vertex. And then going up this way, this is P. Down this way, this is negative P. And the equation in standard form, if it's a vertical, means that x is being squared. And then we put 4p and then y minus k. For a horizontal parabola, the vertex is here. This is hk. And then going this way, this is positive p. This way is negative p. And since it's a horizontal parabola, the y is being squared. So we would have y minus k squared equals 4p times x minus h. So we're just going to do the odds. And so on this one, we're writing the equation. We can see on here that the vertex is at 0, 0. And then we know that p is 4. So that tells us that 4p is 16. This is a horizontal parabola. So we know that y is being squared. And we want 16x. And it's opening to the left, so it should be negative. The 4p should be negative. We could write this as negative 4 over here. Negative 4 and then negative 16. But just check to make sure if it's opening left or down, then the 4p should be negative. Okay, the next one, we have the vertex and the directrix. So on this one, the vertex looks like it's at -2, 7. And the directrix, I don't need to write that down. The directrix is 3 units up. So that means that p is 3, and then 4p would be 12. This is opening down, so the 4p is going to be negative. So we can write p is -3. And then we have x plus 2 squared equals -12 times y minus 7. And that's our equation. On the next one, it gives us the vertex and the focus. So I'm going to sketch this because that's what is easy. If it just gives you information, it's always best to sketch it. So we have 0, 0, and then our focus is at 2, 0. So that's over here. So we know that this is going to be opening to the right, which means we're going to have y squared. The distance between here is 2. So we know p equals 2. So 4p equals 4 times that, which is 8. So we have 8 times x, but it's just x minus 0, so I don't need to put parentheses. So it's just y squared equals 8x. On the next one, we have the vertex and the focus as well. So we have -6, -5, that's going to be down here. And then the focus is at -6, -4. So this one is going to be opening up. So we know that x is being squared. And remember, this is like x minus -6 here, because that's the x coordinate of our vertex. And then, so we have y plus 6 squared. We need to know p. So between -4 and -5, that's just 1 unit. So 4p equals 4. And then we have y plus 5. And that's our equation for that one. The next one, it gives us the vertex and the directrix. So I'm going to draw this. Our vertex is at 0, 0. Our directrix is y equals -5. So that's going to be a horizontal line at -5. So that tells us that this is opening up because the parabola always opens opposite of where the directrix is, and that means that our focus is up here. So It's opening up, so we know x is being squared. It's not shifted anywhere, so it's just like x minus 0 squared, but I'm just writing x squared. And then we know that this is just going to be y. So P is the distance from the center to the directrix, which we know is 5. And so 4P is 20. So our equation here is x squared equals 20y. And I'd like you to try these as we're going. Like, pause it, try it, see if you get the right answer. That's the best way to learn, is to make, or to see if you've learned it, is to try it. So now we're going to do number 11, which gives us the vertex and the directrix. So let's graph this. So we have the vertex at 5, 0. And then the directrix is at y equals 6. So we're going to go up here to y equals 6. This tells us that it's opening down like this. The distance between here and here, that's going to be 6 units, because on the x-axis up to y equals 6 is just 6 units. So P equals 6, 4P equals 24, and this is opening down. So we have x minus 5 squared equals 24y, and it should be negative because it's opening down. So it's x minus 5 because that's the x coordinate, and then this would be y minus 0, but since it's just y minus 0, that's the same thing as just writing y. Okay, on to our last two problems. So we have the focus is at 0, negative 6, and then our directrix is at y equals positive 6. So the vertex is going to be halfway in between there. So if we're going from positive 6 down to negative 6, halfway in between is going to be 0, 0. And the vertex and the focus are always along the same line. So if the directrix is here and the focus is here, the vertex has to be right there. It can't be like over here or up here or something. It has to be in between those and on the same line as the focus. So we know the vertex is at 0, 0. This is opening down because it opens towards the focus and away from the directrix. P, we can either look here or we can look here, but either way, we know P is 6. So 4P is 24. So this is opening down, so we have x squared equals negative 24y. And the reason why it's just x squared and just y is because the vertex is at 0, 0. Okay, our last one. The focus is at 6, negative 4. So I'm going to put that here. And then the directrix is at x equals 0. So x equals 0 is going to be, I'm going to do this with red. That's going to be right here. That's our y-axis. That's our directrix. So the vertex has to be halfway in between here. So halfway in between 0 and 6, that looks like a frowning face, is 3. So our vertex is at 3, negative 4, because the y value is going to stay the same. And it's opening up this way. So I'm going to write this so you can see the negative. And then, so I'm going to write down where the vertex is. So we have 3, negative 4. And then the P value is from here to here or here to here. It's halfway in between, which we know is 3. So 4P is 12. And it's opening to the right. So we have y being squared, sorry, y plus 4 squared, let's try this again. Okay, y plus 4 squared equals 12 times x minus 3. And that's it.